Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. Excuse me. So let me get a few things on the screen. Just a quick reminder, I do have quite a few different workshops available right now. I don't do workshops very often, and I don't offer workshops very often. So this is your opportunity to learn as much as you can, as much as you want to learn. I have the morphogenetic fundamentals where I teach you the basics of my energetic system that I created. I have the cord lab if you have issues with people or struggles with people cording into you, taking in other people's toxicity, their struggles, whatever it is. The cord lab would be amazing for you. If you've had a lot of struggles with people doing dark magic stuff, black magic revocation is it's a bomb. It's a bomb ass workshop. Not even joking. And then we do have a new one that I haven't done in I think it's since 2018 was when I last did this workshop. It is the whole being wellness workshop where I'm teaching you all about your frequency and how to structure your day-to-day activities, your diet, all of that so that your frequency needs can be addressed and you can reach optimal levels of health and really maximize your efforts. So, I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is life is about to seriously change. Wishes are coming true. So, wishes are coming true. Oh, Lindsay, thank you. You guys, I totally didn't want to mention. Let me not lie to you. I didn't want to mention it. Lindsay's very good at getting me to mention the things that I need to mention, but kind of want to avoid. Our petition to hashtag ground the clown to keep my violent stalker from being able to travel internationally and make good on his threats to basically our entire community, even threats to my 2-year-old niece who anyways, we are at 382 people who have signed that petition. If you guys feel like, I need to do something about this. This is really about how too many people are using the divine concepts, This is someone who I'm so done talking about him. This is someone who has tried to terrorize me for I want to say about 3 years at this point. It's been quite a few years. Um on the basis of he believes I'm his twin flame and that I'm being promiscuous, being in a long-term, mutually exclusive, monogamous marriage. When I say long-term, I've been with my husband for 24 years, no breaks. So, yeah, we really need to start taking a stand against the predatory behaviors that people use in spiritual communities. A predator is a predator is a predator. A predator is a predator is a predator. And if you have ever been stalked by someone and you were not able to get justice for yourself, this is the perfect opportunity for you to help me get justice. Because guess what? I archive everything. Messages from everywhere, comments, everything. Yeah. I have approximately 1,900 emails. I have time-stamped evidence of over 30 YouTube profiles used to harass. I have evidence of every single threat, specific people's names that are mentioned, all of that. So, I've successfully filed a criminal case in Switzerland. And now I'm attempting to ground the clown. He should not be allowed to travel unrestricted. We are a global community. And what I'm going to do with these petitions, probably this coming week, I'm going to go ahead and send all of my evidence along with the filed criminal case in Switzerland, those documents, and this petition to the US Embassy as well as the Swiss Embassy so that we can go ahead and do what we need to do to keep our community safe. So I ask you to join me in this effort. Please go to that link and sign the petition. If you've already signed, thank you so much. Please do keep sharing it out though, okay? That greatly helps what we're trying to do. I know this is so far beyond just me, this is representative of what many in spiritual communities experience. I am not the only one that experiences this type of ugliness. There are quite a few, but I draw the line at threatening lives, being graphic in your details about how you're going to cause bodily harm to people. That's not okay. None of it is okay, but that's full on criminal activity at that point. Oh my gosh. So let's go ahead and shift gears, get back to the positivity of life. I'm over that guy. I am so over it, and I can't wait to receive an update from the lawyers, see what's happening with that. All right. Here goes. Let's get that. Okay. So wish fulfillment, that's the gist that I'm getting for this reading. Let's see where it takes us though. It feels like changes are being initiated for so many of us, and whatever these changes are, they're going to be something that will help you get to the next level in your life. I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming next level is growth. I mean, you don't want to get to next level of drama. That is going to be extra, right? You want to keep the drama at the same level and just leave it be. Leave it be. Okay. And I do have to be mindful of time. I got to teach classes today. Okay. We're almost ready, guys. Oops. So. One more. Okay. Ready. Here goes. Here goes. Ooh. Okay. So there is something that occurred that violated your boundaries, right? Whatever those violations were, they're needing to be addressed, like straight up addressed. You can't leave it like that and expect things to get better, because it's not going to get better. You have to actually address it. Now, I'm not sure what happened, but it's something that you'll be able to successfully clear from your space once you sufficiently address it. Okay. I don't know if this means that you have to have some type of conversation with someone. I hope. I'm like the queen of avoidance if I can be. So, okay. You can't just sweep this under the rug. You're going to have to actually clear it out, like get it completely out of your spiritual house. It's super important that everything you do right now have that specific intention. Okay? It's super duper important that everything you do right now has that specific intention, like to completely clear that energy out. Like you get it out. Get it out. I think I'm going to set this intention, and I appreciate my team, in the comments reminding everyone of things. I think at this point, I just really want to be completely done speaking about the stalker issue. Um, and I'm saying this out loud because it's important for you guys to witness the process that I'm in, because it will help you kind of with deciding your process. So I'm done bringing it up. I've been done for quite some time. I have. I've been done for quite some time, unless there's like a major update. Then I think I'm just gonna let my team remind you guys in the comments and not talk about it, because it's important for me to also allow myself the opportunity to move forward in my head, right? So when you've done the necessary things that you need to do, which I have gone ahead and I've gotten the legal counsel, I have gone ahead, I've started the petition, I have an actual solid game plan to approach this with. I'm taking the necessary steps behind the scenes. So everything that needs to be done is there already, right? When you're looking at your own situation, everything that needs to be done to completely clear it, not just avoid it, but completely clear it, it needs to be in place, and you placing, um, putting action behind those plans. And when you do that, you can then begin to free yourself to carry forward, knowing that, there are these things that are going to need your attention at some point, right? But we can't allow ourselves to mentally continue to dwell in the spaces that feel so negative, so ugly, just, you know what I mean? So that's important. That's important for you guys to hear. Like, it's important to be able to verbalize and acknowledge um whatever hardship has been created by someone else for you in your journey. But it's even more important to consciously choose to move forward as well, right? After the appropriate actions have been taken and put into play, and everything. Okay? So by summer, all of these things are going to be successfully cleared out. So we're entering into spring very soon. Very, very soon, we're going to be entering into spring. And as we enter into spring, you have an entire season of growth, rebirth, regeneration, rejuvenation, to really prepare yourself for the coming to fruition of all your dreams in the summer. It's time to let go of these things that don't serve you. There was, hold on, let me find it. One of my Facebook friends, I swear she always posts the most amazing things. She does. She always posts the most amazing things. I end up saving it, and quite a few of the stuff that she posts, I repost it, share it with you guys. Cutting ties with people who hurt you isn't enough. You must also cut ties with a version of you who allowed the treatment to go on. Ooh, that. I was like, boo, boo, boo. Let me put this on the screen. Y'all need to read some of this stuff. Okay, we'll do this. You will do this, and we do that. We do this one. Okay, we're gonna. Oh, I gotta turn this back on. Him. There. All right. Let me share all of this. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're going to have some school right now. We're going to have some full on church right now. All right. So, here, cutting ties with the people who hurt you isn't enough. You must also cut ties with a version of you who allowed the treatment to go on. There are versions of us that exist that allow for specific behaviors to take place. And if we don't address those within us, we then have a very high risk of repeating that with other people, new people. And the more people you repeat these types of toxic cycles with, the more you're going to convince yourself that this is evidence that this is all you deserve. That's a lie. It's not evidence of anything. It's a lie. Okay. Unfortunately, a lot of y'all met me when I lacked boundaries and was a people pleaser. Let me reintroduce myself. I burn bridges as needed. You know what I'm saying? Now, people will tell you, like, oh, don't listen to Emmy. She's aggressive. And she's like, yeah, sometimes you need to be. Not allowing my aggressive portions, aspects to protect me in the way they were designed to did not serve me. It did not serve me. Okay. So, yes, sometimes you have to speak assertively. And the people who seek to take advantage of you, they will label your assertion, your assertive nature, your proactivity as aggression. Of course, they feel threatened in their attempt to maltreat you. Don't let that go. Don't let that continue. The next one, you're not taking the high road when you keep people in your energy space who don't belong there. You're sending an energy signal to the universe that you're open to misaligned people. Blocking, deleting, and removing misalignments is not unkind. It's cleaning house. You got to keep your space clean. You can't allow people to remain in your space because they're taking up the space that would be occupied by your dreams and your abundance. You don't need to carry their baggage. You're not the bellhop. I mean, unless you want to be. But if you don't want to be, then why are you carrying their baggage? Why are you allowing it in? Are you a storage house or a sanctuary? Are you a dumping ground or a sanctuary? Are you a sacred space, a sacred temple created for peace? Or are you a run-of-the-mill dumping ground? Right? And this one. Oh, no, not this one. This one just touched me. She changed everybody's lives by just having a conversation with them. Her light was so vibrant and radiant that it healed everything around her. But first, we have to recognize that to get to this space, we have to also begin having the conversations that are necessary inside of us. These conversations that allow us to give ourselves permission to carry forward, to be the beacon of light that you were designed to be, right? So, union in reverse. So there's a splitting away that's happening, right? It needs to occur. I don't know who you're splitting from, but it's definitely something that needs to occur. If you allow yourself to come to terms with the reality of what you're doing, you'll begin to see what it is you're trying to come to terms with. Hold on, let me ask can I have my pink socks? You'll begin to come to terms with what is necessary for your journey. I think for many of us, we haven't come to terms yet with what is necessary, what needs to be cleared away, what we need to allow in, the conversations we need to have, and who we need to have those conversations with. Just a whole bunch of different things that create a sense of not having direction, that make you feel like you don't know what you're doing with yourself in your life. These things that take away your ability to take responsibility. Thank you for your life, for your journey. When you start to take responsibility for your journey, you start to open yourself up to the realm of active creation, right? Where you are actively creating for yourself the type of experiences that you need, whether that be supportive, whether that be situations where the people you're with or around will provide you with the necessary opportunities to get further clarity on your journey. So many different things, right? But this lack of responsibility for the way your journey has gone, it needs to be shifted. This upside down ethos needs to be shifted. I'm not going to lie to you. Not everyone is going to have their dreams come true, because not everyone is going to be willing to do what's necessary to be as honest with themselves as they need to be. If you really want that wish fulfillment, you need to begin being extremely honest with yourself. You don't necessarily have to confess anything to anyone. You just need to be honest with yourself about how you got to where you're at right now. And that involves you not using the blame game. Okay? Where, oh, because so and so and so and so and so and so. No, stop. When you can identify the ways in which your decisions have led up to this experience, you can then begin to identify the types of options you should no longer allow yourself to select or participate in. That is so important in retrieving your personal power. That is so important in the ways in which you can positively impact your own life. Okay. I had someone who commented on one of my posts on Facebook, and it was a quote of mine regarding, my belief as someone who has experienced tremendous negativity, maltreatment from a parent. Um, I feel like we have the parents we need. That doesn't mean, you know, oh, you're being dramatic, your parent is amazing. No, some of us have really shitty parents. But I think that even that shitty parent is contributing to the way you are forming yourself. Everything is challenging you to reach higher levels of acceptance of you and acceptance of your tremendous capacity. But if you're too busy being a victim, then I mean, all of that goes to shit. It's true. All of it goes to shit. This person's like, I think you're very short sighted in your. Yeah. Try not being a victim. Try that. All seriousness. Try not being a victim. I've had many people try and victimize me. Will I ever identify as a victim? Fuck no, I won't. Will I ever identify as a survivor? Nope. I identify as absolutely unfuckwithable. You can try all you want, but unless I agree, that doesn't mean shit to me. I will never allow myself to identify as simply an end result of someone else's attempts. Either their successful attempt to harm me or their failure at attempting to harm me. And you say you're a survivor? You're saying someone dominated you. They tried to, but they failed. Has nothing to do with your power. It has to do with the fact that they failed. That had they been better at maltreating you, they would have succeeded. It had nothing to do with you and your tenacity, your power, your unwillingness to succumb to other people's malicious intent. No, I'm not going to identify as that. I refuse. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Not a damn thing. Because regardless of what you do, you're wasting your time, your effort, your energy. And that's none of my concern. When you can begin living in that way, you can begin really, really shifting your focus on bringing these wish fulfillment opportunities, right? Something's coming in, an opportunity is coming in. Are you going to waste that opportunity focusing on someone else's failure to harm you? I mean, we're not going to pretend nothing happened. We're going to take the appropriate action to neutralize whatever that is. And then we're going to carry forward and keep our focus on the things that need our focus, the things we're trying to build for ourselves, right? You are protected. You are naturally protected. A lot of the protection that you don't receive, you're like, but Emmy, if I'm protected, then why is this, and this happening? Because you keep letting it in. That's why. You've allowed yourself to be convinced by someone who's toxic in their logic that to be a good person, you have to offer yourself up as a sacrifice. I didn't have no conversation with Odin where I'm like, I'm a willing sacrifice. Fuck that shit. No. No. I used to do that. Not anymore. You want me to do that? You got the wrong version of Emmy. Sorry, bruh. You're a few years too late. You should have did that like 2017, 2018, part of 2019 too. 2020, don't know if it's going to work. 2021, 2022, yeah, no. 2023, Emmy, I will fuck your ass up. 2023, Emmy, I will be the best lesson you will ever learn, because once you get to a certain point with me, good luck. Good luck. I'm not going to keep quiet. I'm not going to be the maintenance crew for your dark secrets. That's that. I'm going to speak openly with no shame on myself. That's not my secret to keep. Think about it. Have you kept the same version of you this whole time? There will be people from those earlier years when it was so easy to take advantage of me, manipulate me. I would volunteer for it. Emmy, you've changed. Fuck yeah, I have. I have. It's amazing. I've grown. I've learned to love myself, value myself, understand the gravity of what I bring. How are you? I know quite a few people from that period. They're expecting the Emmy that gives everything in order to apologize for existing. Why do we have to apologize to exist? We don't. You know, the ones who apologize for existing, where we go out of our way to prepay for our space in someone's life. You know, we're volunteering for all kind of different things and over giving. I bet you've never even hurt anyone. I bet the reason you think you're a bad person is because you get rightfully upset, and then the program kicks in before you could even say anything bad, before you could even say no. The program kicks in and now you're apologizing and overgiving. I was like that too. Not anymore. There's nothing I have to apologize for. There is nothing you have to apologize for. What we need to do is set our eyes on whatever that prize is. What is the prize? What dream is the most prized dream ever? That's what you're going to have the opportunity to do. This is a window of opportunity. 2023 is a massive year. This is a year of completion. If you take the necessary steps, you will complete the necessary circuit that allows for your abundance to come in. Abundance in all its forms. Awaken. You're already aware. You can feel it. You can feel what it is that's being brought to you. You don't want to believe it yet because there's a part of you that doesn't trust yourself. Why? Why don't you trust yourself? Why don't you trust your process? What happened at what point in your life to cause you to shut down in the way you did? To put on that mask that hides away the way people make you feel, right? What happened? Are you aware you do that? It took me over 40 years to become aware that I do that. It's okay if you don't know the answers yet. But your soul is asking you these questions. You're being asked these questions so you can begin the process of digging deep within yourself to find the answers. And as you dig, you are creating a pathway for your dreams to come back home to you, right? Balance spirituality and practicality. For many of us, a lot of what we've learned, the ways in which we gaslight ourselves into compliance and conformity, it's because we allowed spiritual teachings, bastardized ones. I'll say it again. We listen to the bastardized teachings used by manipulators. Were you aware? We listened to the bastardized versions of divine teachings that were very generously spread through communities by the most manipulative ones. I came to a decision one day. Michael says it's important to share this. I came to a decision one day. I was livid. And I said, I will only ever accept the elevated role that I am allegedly destined to fulfill only if I can be unapologetically me. I refuse to play by the game anymore. I refuse. If I have to be sugar-coated in a gilded cage, fuck it all. I don't give a shit. I have to be allowed to communicate in what way is organic to me. I have to be allowed to speak my truth. I have to be allowed to not hide the way things make me feel. I was mad. I was so mad. I was saying that. And Michael, he's like, and he goes, "You're obnoxious." And I was like, "No, I'm not going to comply. I'm not going to comply unless it has to be all of that. It's all or nothing at this point. I'm not going to compromise. I'm not going to comply." And he's like, "You're obnoxious." Said it again. "You're obnoxious." At which point I got even more mad. And I was like, "Why am I obnoxious?" He's like, "Because that's what you're being asked to do in the first place." Yeah. So apparently soul was never asking me to dilute myself. Soul was never asking me to hide the gravity of the intensity of my capacity to feel. Those were self-imposed limitations, self-mandated masks that I was wearing. Why? Because I wanted to fit in. I didn't want to be different. A large portion of my dreams have nothing to do with money, have nothing to do with global recognition or any of that. Actually, those things are not even part of my dreams. My dreams are very simple because I'm a very simple person. The heart of me, the reality of me, I'm a very simple person. I want a quiet life full of peace, with just my husband and my children. Anything beyond that is a bonus. For me and my heart, my dreams, anything beyond that is a bonus. And it was this thing of recognizing the imbalance between the spiritual and the practical. Realizing that the version of me that people were getting was the version of me that was drawing to me the users, the manipulators. It's not about me taking blame and acting as though it's my fault I created that, because I didn't. I didn't create that, but I welcomed it. I let it in. I let it in. So that means if I don't like that, I have to stop opening the door for that, right? That's all that means. It doesn't mean I'm a bad person. It doesn't mean I was weak. It doesn't mean that I was dumb or that I was, so easy to manipulate. No, it just means if I don't like the end result, I have to stop choosing the option that leads to that end result. And as I began to stop doing that, the other things that were tertiary dreams began to come to fruition. You know how long I've wanted to have a nonprofit to be able to help people? A very long time. That's part of my dream, to be able to help other people. And now I'm doing so as the head pastor, the senior pastor of my own church. I mean, these are dreams coming true. And, for many of us, as our dreams come true, we're thinking like it's not enough because as we live through it, it seems just so logical. I mean, yeah, it's logical that I would have a nonprofit because I went out of my way to make that happen. And then I came to you guys, my community, and you guys helped me to make that come to fruition. But if I look back and I see with clarity, that was a dream of mine and it happened. But as I was living through it, it's like, okay, we need to do this, we need to do that. We need, we got to push, push, push. We got to keep going. We got to keep going. That's how you make your dreams come true. And just to clarify, to give even further, deeper, ripened, intense clarity, that happened during a time where I lost one of my closest friends, someone who I had considered a friend for a very long time, someone that my children were very, very close to. It should have been something that shut me down, but instead, I used the grief of that loss to double down on my commitment to make this come to fruition. Your dreams don't come true necessarily in an easy way. Your dreams come true when your desire for that dream outweighs your desire for all else. Because I desired to shut down during that period, but did I? No. I came close. I came close. I was really upset. I came very close. Yeah. Because that loss occurred in such a way um, that cut me really deep, cut me down to the marrow, not just the bone. It was intended to, right? I was shamed by someone I trust for being intelligent. That was the basis of the shaming. For a second, that really hurt. And I was like, bitch, are you fucking serious right now? Are you fucking serious right now? Right? Use your rebelliousness to really clear away. Because remember, look at the first card, right? Hold on. Let me find that first card. To sweep away the things that have no right being in your presence. You got to sweep that away. Sweep it away. For someone who has claimed to love me, to attack me for being intelligent because of a question, I asked a simple question. Was there a reason why? It was not accusatory. It was a question. Was there a reason why X, Y, and Z? Okay. So balancing that, right? And then taking the time to breathe. Take time to breathe out, to exhale, to release the breath you've been holding because you've been waiting for someone else to do for you what you needed to do. And I have no shame in saying this, okay, because it's the reality of how I perceive what went down. It was this thing of that was the one person who my loyalty to them was blocking so much from coming in. Because the moment that person removed themselves, I would have never been able to turn my back on them. Short of what they did, their attempt to cut me past the bone into my marrow, I would have never been able to turn my back on them. Ever, 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 ever. But, they did what they did. And as they removed themselves, two people stepped forward, each one quadruply more valuable to me. So that's like, I mean, wow, wow. And things began to really, really ramp up in a good way. In a good way. And I think that's what really helped me to move past the pain of that, the grief of it. Because then I began to see things with clarity, right? Like that wasn't even really a loss because that was just, I'll say it. I was basically paying to be your friend, you know? And I think that was the last time that I agreed to participate in that type of cycle. I think that was the final thing where I was prepaying, literally prepaying, to have my place in your life. And then I had to be apologetic as though I wasn't prepaying you enough, right? With money, with gifts, with unrestricted access to me. Like, is that a loss to me? For a moment, a second, I thought it was. And I realized it wasn't. It wasn't. It literally, there was no slowing down. When you experience an actual loss, it slows you down for a moment. It's like getting hit in the chest and you are struggling to take that breath in. It's like sometimes like how I experienced in that moment, I took off a heavy ass backpack. It was no loss at all. It was no loss at all. The few friends that I have now, like I would be fucking devastated. I would. Yeah, I would. Mhm. I would be devastated if they ever chose to leave. They have zero benefit being my friend. I'm not giving them money. They're like no, they're genuinely my friend, and that's it. That's all they're wanting. Friendship. That's it. So if they ever left, then I would know like I seriously fucked up. I did something really, really fucked up because that wouldn't have happened if I didn't do something really fucked up. And I need to apologize. If I need to fucking grovel, I will. Whatever it is. So understand the type of connections you have and the way it blocks your wish fulfillment. Meditate and contemplate, right? Really contemplate like what is it that you're trying to accomplish? What is it? Are you trying to prove something? I mean, and I think that in itself is enough that we need to just kind of contemplate like, what are we trying to accomplish with what it is we're doing? You and your loved ones are safe, but it's in reverse. I feel like this is coming in as a message of fear that you and your loved ones are not safe, right? Where is that fear rooted in? Is it you trying to take responsibility, accountability for someone else's life journey? You can't do that. You can't do that. It's not your place to do that. That's a lot of wasted energy and effort that you could be using to really manifest, to bring to fruition your hopes and dreams. Bring love into the situation. It's in reverse. This is not about bringing hatred into the situation. This is about recalibrating, redefining your concept of love. Love is not about enablement. Love is not about letting people continue to treat you in whatever way they choose. Real love is about reciprocity. It's about reciprocity. It's about mutual respect, mutual consideration, mutual cherishment, right? Communication is key, but it's in reverse. Communication is key. It's also the lock. Ooh. Communication is key, but it's also the lock that can secure the points of entry for parasitic things, parasitic people, parasitic circumstance. A time for healing. It's time for you to heal so that you can be prepared for your dreams to come true by this summer. Dreams are being slated to come true. Okay. So for many of us, we're becoming impatient with our process, but we're also lacking the courage to move forward. That needs to be addressed. Unconditional love in reverse. This is, because of our impatience, but also our fear to move forward. We're getting irritated with ourselves. It's okay. Take the time that you need. You're moving at the pace that you are designed to move. Okay. Intuition, allowing your intuition to speak to you, to tell you what you need to know, to guide you, and then allowing your environment, even this video, all my videos actually, to confirm for you the messages that soul is already giving you. My videos were never meant to be your playbook on life. They were meant to be the cliff notes to the messages from your own soul, right? That was it. That was it. That's why I don't take any credit for the way you've changed your life, the way you've empowered yourself. I'm kind of just like, yeah, no, you did that. I'm serious. You did that. Just like you allowed yourself to stagnate, you also got yourself out of that. That credit belongs to you. You did the work. I might have assisted in some way, which is an honor to me. But you did it. You made it happen for yourself. I mean that so wholeheartedly. You made it happen for yourself. Don't give that credit to someone else, because then it skews your perception of how capable you are of achieving the things that need to be achieved. You did that. You made it happen. Be still. For some of us, we create a lot of movement within ourselves, within our thoughts, because we're uncomfortable. It's okay. It's okay to be uncomfortable. It's okay to feel challenged. Okay. Hope in reverse. Now is no longer the time for hope. Now is a time to allow your hope to ripen into gnosis, a knowing that you have the capacity to get through everything and not just succeed at surviving, but also succeed at thriving. Become so, so in love with yourself that there's no other option but to thrive, right? There's no other option but to thrive. Walk your truth. Walk your truth. Okay? That's just flat out walk your truth. Be who you are. Be who you are. Be honest with yourself about who you are. Accept that you are not perfect in society's definition of perfect, expectation of perfection, but you are perfectly you. You are. There's many ways in which I can improve myself, many ways in which I can cultivate a nuanced level of growth and expansion of my awareness of myself. But even with that knowledge, I am perfect as I am, because this is who I need to be in this moment. I'm not ready for Emmy version 35.2, whatever the fuck that means. I'm not ready for her. I'm still at Emmy version 5.6. But I'm still perfect the way I am right now, here where I'm at, because this is who I need to be right now. right? Who I need to be next week is who I will be next week. And between now and next week, I will have life experiences that will shift my perception to encourage that version of me that's necessary next week to emerge from her chrysalis. Everything in perfect timing. Your wishes are about to come true. There's no need to rush. There's no need for any of that. Flow. Allow the flow to occur. Emotions. Letting your emotions get the best of you is not necessarily the best thing. It's not necessarily the worst thing. Okay? It's just a thing. And if letting your emotions get the best of you turns into something that feels toxic, then it needs to be no longer a thing. You know, I've noticed for myself, and I'm perfection within myself for my journey, not in comparison to anyone else. Because, like I said, there's plenty of places for me to improve. But here's the thing, the times where I've been able to dig deep within myself and be able to share portions of my journey that have so positively impacted you and empowered you were times where my emotions got the best of me. I'm someone that's usually very controlled, very subdued, very controlled, very prim and proper. It's only in the past few years I've let my hair down and I've allowed myself to re-enter into a second childhood where I can just enjoy life. I can feel my emotions, I can communicate or be on my own, that whatever I choose for myself, that's what I needed. It's fine. It's a journey, guys. It's a journey. And no, I am not the epitome of what you're needing to accomplish. I'm an example of what happens when you begin to really live your journey. This is just an example, right? Like if you're trying to write some type of legal notice and you're not into legalese, you're going to go online and you're going to Google a search for how to write a bill of sale, but you're not going to copy that verbatim because it has other people's names, other details. You're going to use it as an example so you know the key points that need to be included, the verbiage that should be used and what should not be used, so that you can protect yourself from unnecessary liability. It's the same thing. I'm just a Googled sample. I'm okay with that. You don't trust me. You don't want to live the life I've lived. Most people would be like, what the actual fuck? And I'd be like, I know, right? That's why. That's why I got my attitude the way it is. I'm serious. Most people be like, what the actual fuck? Like when people hear some of the details of the shit that's going on that I'm not talking about publicly, they're like, girl. I'm like, I know, right? I'm saying, like, this is some fucked up shit. It's okay. I can handle it. Let go, but it's in reverse. You're holding on to something. Oh, someone's holding on to you. Someone's holding on to you. They're not letting go of this concept. Well, hey, let's look at this from a silver lining space. What if this is the very thing that will trigger the type of growth, exponential growth that's necessary? So I'm being told to pair these two together. You won't have the strength to refuse this process. Whatever the process is, it's going to help you awaken to higher levels of existence, right? Good. All right. So, oh, Lord. Lord, have mercy. Okay. All right. You're going through a shedding and it's not going to end naturally. It's something that you're going to have to go through the process to really get through. Galactic assistance. Um, this is interesting. Okay. A lot of energy is shifting through. It's making me feel nauseous. I think I'm going to be ending this live stream soon. Let me just look at Royal Return, Shadow Work, Blu-ray Awakening, Rebirth of Magic, Soul Separation, Warrior Spirit. Okay. So, your soul is structuring in such a way where you're going to return back to a space of dignity, dignified existence. But first, you have to do shadow work and you have to become aware. There's no need to rebirth the magic because there was nothing wrong with the version you have right now. Okay. The soul separation exists because you're bickering within yourself, and I guess with whoever the mirror is for you. That argument needs to end. So you don't need to be reborn from shadow. What you need to do is exit out of that shadow work. So for whoever this is, you've been in shadow work for quite some time, right? You've been working on shadow aspects. And as you've been working on the shadow aspects, you've been learning more and more about what you're capable of. You are protected to the utmost degree, and that protection is going to ensure your progression. But unless you allow yourself to overcome the interference, you're going to be caught up in some quagmire of a situation, right? You have to allow yourself to give yourself permission to overcome the interference. You have to push through it. I'm sorry, guys. I got to go. My class is going to be starting soon, and I'm feeling weird. Feeling weird. The shift in energy just gave me some sense of like vertigo. That tells me it's almost like evidence of the shift that's occurring, you know? It's evidence of the shift that's occurring within us, around us, and we have to allow for this process to be what it is. The shifting and moving of realities, consciousness, so that we can be properly positioned to receive our greatest wish. Your wishes are about to come true, but first you have to do the hard work during this period. You have to do the hard work. The hardest work is being honest with yourself about where you're at, why you're there, and how you feel about being where you are. Okay? You got this. You got this. You've always had this. You know why you got this? Because it's yours. Whatever is yours will always be yours. So, guys, don't forget to sign my petition. That would be awesome if you could. For those that don't know what the petition is for, consider yourself blessed. Consider yourself blessed, but sign the petition anyways. Sign the petition anyways. Don't even bother reading it. Just sign the petition. Thank you, Lindsay. And then, yeah, subscribe to my channel. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I'm sorry I wasn't able to do expedites this weekend. It's just been crazy energy and trying to get myself centered in my space. And yeah, wow, look at this. Facebook blocked my page when I shared it. Wow. All right, guys. Thank you for sharing that. I got to get going. Take care. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Give the video a thumbs up. Bye, everyone.